If there's one thing more bland than the pasta at my school cafeteria, it has to be the End Island, which is why I spent an entire month of my life completely transforming this place, and in the process, nearly lost my entire hardcore world. If you go on to enjoy this video, consider subscribing. It took over 100 hours to make. This place is literally just end stone, some endermen, the pillars, and nothing else. Now we currently have 1, 2, and 3 more gateways, which means I'm gonna need to kill the Ender Dragon 17 more times. And the reason for that is because I'm going to be getting rid of every single one of these pillars, which means I'm going to need to defeat the dragons so that I have every gateway. Which means if I ever did spawn the dragon back in, it would respawn all the pillars, which would just undo all my hard work. So first things first, we are going to need to get the end crystals, which we need in order to respawn the dragon. Now the problem here is that we need ghast tears, and how many do I have? I've got 18. Great. Here we go. Our first victim. Okay, we got 2. Not bad. So if we're going to spawn the dragon 17 more times and we need 4 crystals each time, that means 10 times 4... 68. We need 68. That definitely didn't take me an embarrassing amount of time to work out. We currently have 20 ghast tears, including these 2, which means we're going to need 48 more. I think they spawn more commonly in Soul Sand Valleys, so let's give that a try. I'm so glad I have a looting sword, because otherwise I can't even begin to imagine how long this would take without one. It was blended in with the bones, but nope, you're not getting away that easy. We also need glass, and I think I have enough. Well, I got 5. I got plenty of colored glass, so if you want some nice colored Ender Dragon respawn crystals, I can do that, but I can't really do much with this. Do I have any sand? I have enough. That'll do. I've got 64 glass in here, so that's a start. Just chucked it in these furnaces because I can't really be bothered to fuel up my auto smelter. And as for the Eyes of Ender, we are not exactly short on Ender pearls. Decent amount of blaze powder. I'm not gonna have enough, am I? Okay, back to the Nether. Yay. Oh, you can see my creeper farm from here. I didn't even realize. Out the way, tree. That's so sick that that's just out in the corner. I love that. I have my render distance up a bit higher than usual. That's so sick that I can see the creeper farm from here. Right, anyway, enough of me complimenting myself. Let's go and get some blaze powder. And here we are, our first willing participant. Can you donate me your organs, please? Just need to find a spawner. Welcome to organ donation. Where's the spawner out there? That's the real question. I mean, even though I haven't found a spawner, there's still plenty of blazes. I hear more friends. Look, friends. I don't really think that should be possible, like this whole levitation thing, but I'm gonna leave it to you. Have a good day. Okay, we got 29. That should be enough. Time to go. But I've just realized we don't actually have enough ghast tears because we need 68, and for some reason I thought 40 plus 18 equals 68. It doesn't. Why did I think that? Do you want to chill? Try again. Try again. Oh, he's just running away. He's like, nah, I've had enough. Honestly, relatable. Yes, okay, we got 50. Finally. And there we go. We have all the Eyes of Ender we're gonna need. The glass is, it's gonna take a while. It's mostly done, so let's see if this is enough. We can make 22. That is not enough. Now, I did used to have some librarians to sell me glass, but they died. Oh, this guy sells some. Grab a few emeralds. You know, we don't have that many. Just a few. Purchase as much glass as he can sell us, which is 51. Not great. There's also some librarians back here too, I believe. They got turned into zombies at one point, so this is what I currently have. Yes, they sell glass. There's one down here too in his little hole. He sells glass too. We might not actually have to wait 10 years for all the glass to smelt. 43 now. We just need 68. We're so close. So it takes 7 glass for 1 crystal, and we need 25 more. So why is there so much maths in this video, man? I don't want to do maths. I dropped out of school for a reason. I need 150 more pieces of glass. Okay, it's like 3 stacks ish. Now it's the next day, which means the trade should have refreshed, which it hasn't. Now I think we might just about have enough sand. Let's give it a try. We're so close. We need 2 more end crystals, and there we go. All the end crystals. We've got them. I really need to connect my stronghold with the portal, because every time I want to go there, I have to fly like 2,000 blocks. Any second now, we should see my incredible stronghold. A wooden pillar. See, some people have really beautifully decorated strongholds. I have this. I have a hole, which I have to glide down like this to avoid breaking my ankles. Go through this door, go down here, and through here, and here we are. Right. Let's get this started. You know, I forgot how long this takes. Listen, I don't have time for this. I have an end to transform. I need you to die a lot of times. Now, this should just be a lot easier with an elytra, because we can just fly around doing this. Let's pretend that I didn't just miss that. Will this hurt? Not that bad. Oh, this is gonna take so long. I've got this shulker here. He's just been chilling here for like 500 days. Please, Just make this easy for me. When I was doing the how did we get here advancement, he was a spare that I got, and he just kind of lives here. Don't mind him. He's just really annoying. Right, it's over. Just die now. See ya. Have a good one. And there we go. We got another gateway. So now I can kiss goodbye to the next 3 hours of my life, because this is going to take a while. No! He died. Rest in peace, Daniel. You know, I only just named him 2 seconds ago, but that's not important right now. What's important is that we remember Daniel. Oh, relax. Why? Why can't I hit you? Why can't I damage you? Can I hit you now, please? There we go. Now you want to work. You know, if I was a better player, I'd just kill her with beds, but I don't know how to do that, and I don't really want to scatter my ashes to the far corners of the universe. And you're dead. Okay, let's scoop up the XP, even though it's just worth nothing. 2 gateways down, 15 more to go. Oh my days. I am way too careless. Okay, I'm just really dumb. What is this cloaking jutsu? Stop. She's got a whole gang of them after her. They are mad. Look at them. There we go. See ya. The good thing about all this XP is that at least it keeps my elytra topped up on durability, so it'll never break on me. Uh-oh. Oh, this is great. Yep, nice. Why are there so many? What is going on? My aim is getting so much better now. I say as I missed that one. Time to die. Or not. Let me kill the dragon. There we go. Nice. Yo, this guy just got destroyed. Ready? That was so anticlimactic. Yeah, that was so disappointing. Now that should be every single gateway done, and it looks like it, but I don't trust myself. And also, if I was to mine down every pillar and then realize I was missing a gateway, I would probably just I'd probably just move to New Zealand and then never upload again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count all the gateways because I do not want to miss one. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, we're good. We have every single gateway. Okay, so if we just go ahead and buy a whole bunch of food from here. Now all this should last us for hopefully at least a few hours. I don't know, I'm a pretty hungry guy. I'm also going to need to load up on shulker boxes because we're going to be collecting a lot of obsidian from those pillars. Should be enough. And now we got to fly all the way over to the stronghold again. Fun. Yo, what is a polar bear just swimming? Where's this iceberg gone? You know what? Before I go through, I'm actually going to build a portal here. Like, this is just stupid. I should not be flying here every single time. So if we go through and see where this takes us in the nether, I'm actually quite interested. And we're recognizable. That is great. Okay, let's see what we've got going on around here. There's lava, so I've been through here before. Okay, so nearby, this should be my portal up here. Ow. Yeah, there we go. So there's my original portal. So in order to get to the end one, this should be it, right? Yes, I found it. Anyway, before I start mining down these pillars, I've just realized that once I finish this project, I won't ever be able to collect dragon's breath ever again. So I made sure to prepare a shulker box with plenty of glass bottles, as well as 4 more end crystals so we can spawn the dragon one last time. Let's clear our inventory from some of these shulkers because I have way too many. Grab all these bottles and let's fight this thing for the actual last time. Alright, come on then, Bertha. Her new name's Bertha. Don't ask. So instead of murdering her like usual, I need to remember to actually collect the dragon's breath because I have this horrible feeling I'm just going to completely forget about it. Oh, the aim's kind of on point today. The aim's kind of on point. Oh, I missed. Okay, now if you could land so I can, you know, collect your breath. Okay, so I think I've got to stand in it in order for it to work properly. If I just walk around, it seems to do the trick. Do it again. Thanks. Do it again. Oh, this takes so long. Is it even worth it? It's not worth it, is it? It's just not. We're over halfway done now, so 1 more perch and we should be good to go. Also, my bow is kind of on the ropes right now. I need to be careful. I've had this for over 1,000 days. If I accidentally break it, I'm going to be so sad. 1 more stack. That's all we have left. Come on, Bertha. Nice. I'm so close. 16 bottles left, and then I can kill you. Oh, it's all done. Finally. So now we can actually get on with this. Oh, she's gone. Just die. Goodbye. It's over. For the final hit, we're going to run up with my fist. Goodbye. Come on, then. Come on. There you go. Collect up all the XP as usual. It's time to get started on these things. What have I got myself into? This is going to be a lot of obsidian. Now, first things first, we are going to want to set up a beacon. There is absolutely no way I'm mining all that obsidian without haste too. Could you move? Thanks. I'm so glad Endermen can't pick up emerald blocks, otherwise this would be such a nightmare. Like, can you imagine if they just started running off with my money? That would be actually kind of hilarious now that I think about it. Put an emerald in there. Haste 2. Thank you very much. So now that we have haste, the dragon's gone. We've got every gateway. It's time to begin. You know what? Let's see how long it takes me to do just 1 layer. about 3.5 minutes just to do one layer. Oh no. I'm gonna be here a while, aren't I? And now for the final block. That is one pillar done. And here's how much obsidian I've got from just that one end pillar. 2 entire shulkers from this one singular pillar. Although on the bright side, that was the biggest pillar here. Like, this one is a lot thicker, so it means that these other ones might actually be a little bit easier to mine. And while my pickaxe has taken a fair amount of damage, we got this enderman farm right over here. And just like that, it's fully repaired. So what I'm going to do next is get rid of this pillar, and this pillar, because they're all pretty small. See, usually people at my age are, you know, having a life. I'm probably going to have grey hair by the time I've finished with this. It's crazy how this took like 10 minutes. That one took 3 hours. Once we got this pillar done, we are going to be 2/5 of the way there. Do you want to not? Go on, off you go. See ya. Goodbye. And now we've got yet another shulker box of obsidian. I mean, at this point, I have enough to last me until the end of time. I think I'll collect a couple more shulker boxes of this stuff, but I don't have infinite boxes, and I want to save some of these for, you know, other things than obsidian, so we're going to fill a few more up. So I currently have a pretty big problem. So I haven't been mining these pillars down the entire way because it would just be so much extra effort. And also, if we go around this way, I mean, you can't even tell. Like, you can see it just there, but it's not really that noticeable. But over here, there's no endstone to cover it up. So you can see here, I've mined down the whole thing, but it still sticks out down there. And especially since this is my spawn point, the first thing you're going to see is the bottom of the pillars, and it's just going to look really bad. So while I really don't want to do this, I'm gonna have to remove the bottoms of all these 5 pillars in the front. Will it be worth it? Well, it better be. Also, a quick obsidian update. These 5 shulkers are all full of obsidian. Every single one. But anyway, back to my life of mining obsidian. Why are you here in the deep depths of the void? What is your purpose? Please enlighten me. Oh well, I guess he can just live down there in a box, doing nothing. I'm so confused, but if he wants to live his life like that at the bottom of the void, fair enough. Who am I to stop him? I mean, a psychiatrist should stop him, but you know, whatever. And we are on to the final layer. Also, it's 1 AM, so I should probably be a bit quieter. And here we go, the final block. That is 1 pillar gone, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to bed. Alright, so it's now the next day, and the first thing I'm going to do is get a second beacon, because these pillars are so massive that the beacon effect actually doesn't reach up the entire way. It's not like we're exactly struggling for beacons, so I'm just going to borrow one from the base for now. Yoink. I'll probably remember to return this later. Now let's see if I can actually find my way to the stronghold portal. This feels familiar. I'm sure it's here. Yes, I found it. Do you want to go? Do you want to go? That's a very effective method of combat. You are really bad at this. All right then. Have a good day. We've got plenty of emeralds for another beacon, so let's go ahead and grab those right now. And there we go. So now that that's sorted, it's time to get back to work. I'm going to get rid of the bottom of this pillar before we get started on the biggest one yet. All of this needs to go. I'm going to do the same thing as last time, so I need to fly down, place a block. There we go. Build up a little bit and enjoy the time lapse. I mean, you're going to enjoy the time lapse. I'm not, because I have to mine everything. That's besides the point. Anyway. I've been doing some calculations, right? So for me to mine straight down on this pillar all the way down to the bottom without stopping, it takes me about 3 minutes. So I've mined 1 column so far, and there's about 60-ish left. So if we do some quick maths, 3 minutes times 60 is 180, which gives us 3 hours straight of mining obsidian. But the good news is that because it's just me looking straight down while I mine and holding left click, I can just watch a movie on my second monitor. I'm going to be back in a bit. I'll let you guys know what movie I watched. I ended up watching the entire Iron Man trilogy while mining through all this obsidian. It took me absolutely forever to get rid of all of it. And that is the final piece of obsidian. Oh my days. This place looks weird now, not gonna lie. Feels a lot smaller somehow. And now from every single angle, you shouldn't be able to see any obsidian. I know there's still these 3 pillars underneath here, but if I fly out up here, I mean, you can see them down here, but realistically, when am I ever gonna go down here? And for those of you wondering, this is how much obsidian I have. Way too much. Like, way too much. Every single box here, every single one, just full of obsidian. Am I ever gonna need this obsidian? No, I'm not. And even though this has all been recorded, just to prove a point, if we go to statistics, items, and times mined, 26,000 obsidian. All of this has been removed legit with just pure blood, sweat, and tears. Well, not blood and not sweat. Just tears, really. Might as well take down these beacons, seeing as I don't need to mine obsidian anymore. This is still crazy to me. Every pillar's gone. This is weird. This is weird, I can't lie. I do want to remove all these pieces of bedrock, so I'm going to need to head home to grab some supplies. Goodbye for now. Sunlight. It's been so long since I've seen it. Wow. See, this is my obsidian chest right now. It just has 39 crying obsidian, and I'm about to dump 26,000 in here. Oh my days. So I'm going to need some pistons, some levers, a bit of obsidian, some standard blocks. I think a couple stacks should be enough, and some trapdoors, and of course some TNT. Now you might be saying, Mozi, bedrock's unbreakable. You can't get rid of bedrock, or can I? Now if we fly into our lovely pillarless end, pillarless is that a word? Just gotta land on a piece of bedrock. We're gonna build around it, just give ourselves a bit of a platform to stand on. Obsidian here and here, TNT on the back, lever like not like that, lever like this, piston, and a trapdoor. Now I gotta flick this lever, hit this trapdoor, and just spam click, and hopefully, I think it worked. It didn't. Ready? No, it failed again. Why am I so bad at this? Oh, I think it worked. It worked. Let's go. It actually worked. Now I just got to do that 9 more times. And I'm out of TNT. Be right back. Okay, let's get back to work. And they're all gone. Finally. Okay, so this place is finally ready to build on, but we have got a lot of stuff to do. If I head over to my wool farm over here, I'm just going to grab a bunch of different colors, which I'm going to use to separate this whole place into different biomes. So far, I have this. And you might be asking, Mozi, what even is this? What does this mean? This is going to be a bunch of different forests. This is going to be the desert. This is going to be the mesa. This is going to be a snowy taiga forest. And this is going to be some kind of mountains or ice spikes. So let's start off with the easiest one, which is of course the forest. I'm going to need a ton of grass blocks and plenty of saplings. We have a decent amount of grass, but it's nowhere near enough. So this is how much I have. And this is how much more I'm gonna need. Good job I have plenty of backup shovels. I've got plenty of grass, so let's make a really cool transition to the end. You ready? Wasn't that such a great transition? I better start placing all this grass. Hey, give that back. Give me the grass. Give me the grass. We don't have to do this. Well, I mean, at least he gave it back. I'd be lying if I said this wasn't incredibly satisfying. I just placed that. You know what? I do need to be more generous. You can keep it. Give it back immediately. The blocks that Enderman can pick up are the ones that are kind of at their knee height like this. So they can't pick up, like blocks like here, they can't take. And I do have a plan to stop them from actually taking these corner blocks, but we'll sort that out later. For now, it's just a lot of left clicking. In fact, probably too much left clicking. I'm going to leave the sides alone for now. Once I've got the whole above ground section built, then we can start working on the sides. I kind of underestimated the scale of this project. Like, really underestimated it. This area here, well, it is disgusting. It looks terrible. So instead of building over it with grass, I am probably just going to blow this up later on. Oh, look, they've been building it for me. That's so nice of them. No, it's really annoying. Please, what is this? Stop. You know how hard it is when someone asks you, oh, how was your weekend? And you're like, well, I spent most of it placing grass. There's not too much more now. We're getting there. I think I'm going to extend the border slightly that way because right now I don't think this is going to be enough room to fit in a jungle, a dark oak, and a regular oak forest. Plus, this is only going to be used for a snowy taiga forest, so it's going to be a little bit too big. And while the Endermen are pretty much trashing this place by the minute, I'm going to do the cleaning up after this whole place is done. It'll just be better if we get all the groundwork laid out before before we start worrying about the little details. I mean, it's pretty big detail. There's blocks everywhere, but it's a problem for future me. Sorry. This grass is a really pale shade of green, which is going to work for the oak and dark oak forest, but I think for the jungle, I might actually end up using moss. Well, it looks like the time has come. You guys need to die. Whatever this posture is, that is not good for your legs. Ow! Yo, I'm trying to give him some helpful advice here. Okay, so I've got to move this border now. Why did I not bring shears, man? Minutes of pain and suffering could be saved if I just remembered to bring one pair of shears. We are nearly there. It is the year 2079. I'm going to put the new border here. I think that's probably the best shout. I know I said that I was going to fix this later, but this is way too annoying. I'm fixing it now. Just look at this mess, man. Oh my days. The way it works is that if there's string on top of a block, the Enderman can't pick it up because they think there's another block on top. So if I place this on every single corner piece I can find, it should stop the Enderman from ruining the build. I mean, I hope it does. I thought it worked. I don't think it does. Although, what if I try putting string on both sides like this? Maybe that's going to stop them? I really don't have any better solutions, so I'm going to have to just try this out and hope it works. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm pretty sure this double layer of string is actually stopping them from taking the blocks. Which is great, because it means that I can actually stop them from turning this whole place into an unrecognizable mess. But it also sucks, because it means I have to cover the entire thing in string. And so I began my master plan. But it wasn't long before it all fell apart. Wait, they can still take the blocks even when they're double stringed? You're joking. You're actually joking. I thought for sure that would stop them. This really sucks, but there is one last option I can try. If I spam the entire island with torches, it should stop any Enderman from being able to spawn. I really don't want to have to do this because torches everywhere just does not look nice, but my only other option is watching the Enderman slowly pull apart the entire build, and the whole place is now lit up. It's not going to fully stop the destruction. I mean, they could just teleport over here and take the blocks, but it's going to be a lot less annoying than before. Also, this is incredibly satisfying just cleaning up these random blocks lying around. It's not perfect, but it looks so much better now. Seeing as this whole area is going to become a forest anyway, we shouldn't really have to worry about the torches. Plus, around the outside where they'll be a little bit more noticeable, I can always replace them with some sea lanterns and then cover those up with green carpet. And now that this place is somewhat safe from Endermen, I can actually start building the first forest. It's going to be an oak forest running straight up the middle, a dark oak on this side which will transition into the snowy tundra biome, and then a jungle on this side which will turn into the desert. It's time to make Mr. Beast proud. What? Oh, okay. The tree's actually there. So that's the oak forest part done. I've left this little clearing in the center for the fountain. Maybe I'll build some kind of shrine for it. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this yet. And before I start planting saplings for the jungle, I think I'm going to convert this grass into moss. Because the shade of grass is the same for the whole end, it means that the jungle would just kind of feel like a second oak forest. So in order to give it that bright green luscious look, I'm going to transform all of this into moss blocks. So be right back. And now that this place is all nice and bright green, we can turn it all into a beautiful jungle. Goodbye. I'm also growing some of these azalea trees because the leaves remain bright green even though we're in the end. Now that I'm looking at it though, I really hate the color of the jungle leaves in the end. Like if you compare it to the oak forest, there's pretty much no difference. They just look the exact same. So what I'm going to do instead is only plant azalea trees in this biome and make sure I throw in a bunch of bamboo as well. It won't be a perfect jungle biome, but I think it'll look a lot better than having these sickly green leaves everywhere. It sucks as well because I really wanted these huge jungle trees because they add so much variety to a build. But the color is just wrong. Also going to bring in some podzol just for that extra sort of muddy jungle look. Because the azalea trees are also oak wood and this whole forest is oak wood, I'm going to replace them with that jungle wood that I got from cutting that big tree down. Also, these leaves are still floating. Please go away. I continue working on the jungle and it's pretty stacked. It's got melons, it's got bamboo, it's got flowers, it's got... yeah, that's about it really. I've finally finished the jungle biome. You ready? Oh, nice. Look at it. Oh, I'm so happy with this. These azalea leaves were the perfect solution to those terrible jungle ones. This whole place is just so bright and colorful. Now, the next thing on the list is going to be the dark oak forest. And once again, the color of the grass is going to cause a problem. So where we've used moss for the jungle, I think we're going to use some coarse dirt and podzol for the dark oak forest. I definitely don't have enough coarse dirt and podzol though, so I will be back with you guys when I have enough. Also, the rocket supply. It's looking great. And now that I have all the materials, let's get this place turned into a beautiful dark oak forest. We are now on to our third shovel of the video as well. This is not ideal. I really wish I'd had this idea before I placed all this grass and now I have to dig the whole thing up. So now let's get... okay. So as I was saying, let's get started planting these dark oak trees. Beginning with this one. Yep, that is definitely a tree. All the trees have been planted, but this forest kind of feels a little bit empty. I did try adding in some giant mushrooms, but I didn't really like how they looked. So instead, I think I'm going to throw in a bunch of different types of boulders and rocks, and maybe a couple flowers to spruce it up a bit. Get it? Spruce? I'm sorry. With an end rod and a flower pot, we can replace the torches with these really cute mushrooms. Like, look at that. This adds so much to this place. It's looking so much better now. All the mushrooms and the rocks, it really does feel like a proper forest. And if we take a look at how much progress we've made so far, that is looking great. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. I was pretty worried at first with the grass all being the same color, but we have more than made it work. So with the forest complete, next up on the list is the desert. And if we're going to make a custom desert, we are going to need a lot of sand. My favorite thing to do, shovel sand. We are now on to the 4th shovel of the video. This is not good. There's so many shovels just getting destroyed. So in this video so far, I've gone through 3 Unbreaking 3 netherite shovels. That is actually mental and kind of sad. I've finally collected all the sand I'm going to need, but I also want to collect some of these dead bushes and plenty of cacti. Even with Silk Touch, you can't pick up dead bushes, but luckily, shears actually can. I don't really know why you can only pick them up with shears, like surely a Silk Touch tool would work just as well, but oh well. I think I could also add some bone blocks to our custom desert. I think that would look sick. Because you know in the movies, they've always got like a couple skeletons lying around. And of course, we got to grab some cacti. And there's just some random prismarine stairs here. What? Why did I put these here? I've got all the extra decorations and all the sand, so there's only one thing left to do. I want to find a desert temple, take the whole thing down, and then rebuild it in the end. Although it doesn't look like there's one here, so I'm gonna have to go searching. This might take a while. Well, there is an ice spikes biome, and I'm actually going to need this for the end project. The only problem is that I don't have enough shulker boxes to collect all the resources from here, so I guess we're just going to have to remember the coordinates. Oh, finally! There we go. This place is also full of enemies, so I'm going to have to sleep for a second. And now that we're not going to get attacked by monsters, let's take this whole thing down. Before whoever owns this comes home and realizes his house is gone, let's get out of here. I'm gonna head home using the nether because there's no way I'm flying 6,000 blocks back. Oh, and while we're here, we can grab these bone blocks too. We don't need loads, so a stack will probably suffice. Before I go back to the end, I think I might as well also gather up the materials for the mesa. I think I have a nether portal to the mesa about 2,000 blocks through the nether, but I have no idea where it is. It might be this one. No. It was not that one. The only thing I really remember was that the portal was in a nether waste biome. Oh, this could be it. This actually could be it. It's still not right. I honestly have no idea where the other portal is, so we're just going to make one and hope for the best. Imagine if we actually got this right. Wow, I'm in a cave. That's a great start. The only thing I can really do is fly out and just hope for the best. I don't really see any other way of doing this. Finally, there we go. Okay, I guess that's kind of cool. I've definitely been to a mesa before, so I'm not really getting why I got that advancement, but... Oh, it's because I found the eroded ones. Oh, I haven't been to that before. That makes more sense. And now that I'm here, we can just use this tiny beacon to get haste 1, which actually is enough to insta-mine terracotta. I'll be back in a minute. And now, I mean, well, we're never going to have to worry about materials again for the mesa. I would come to regret this statement very much. So let's get this area transformed into a desert. I can already tell we're gonna have to go ham on the details because this place is already looking pretty empty. I mean, with the forest, you've got plenty of trees and wildlife, so even though the terrain's relatively flat, it doesn't really matter. But with a massive desert, well, that's a whole different story. We are also gonna have to get rid of this border of green wool, which is kind of a pain. I brought all this stuff, but I didn't bring a single pair of shears. Guess we're just gonna be doing this the hard way. All done. It looks a lot better with the wool gone. We're doing pretty good so far. I'm gonna have to make some changes to the terrain though, because no desert is this flat. For holes like this, I'm just gonna build over them with grass and then put the sand on top. The holes just look mighty ugly, and I don't really want that in our desert. The more endermen I can see, the more worried I get, because I do not want them pulling apart this whole place like the forest. That would definitely suck. This is one of the many fun things of building in the end. It's just the endermen randomly aggro you when you've done nothing wrong. We could have lived peacefully. You could have enjoyed my my desert, but instead you had to try and beat me to death. They're just so ungrateful, honestly. I guess in fairness, I did murder their dragon like 17 times, but you know, apart from that, I'm a great person. The other annoying thing about Endermen is they get in the way. Oh, okay. Well, thanks, man. I really hope we have enough sand for this, because I am burning through my shulkers at a rapid pace. We should be able to get it done, though. I mean, I have faith, just not a lot of it. This area back here has some really ugly terrain, so I'm just going to be blowing all this up. Put it down. Endermen holding blocks don't actually despawn, which means I need to get rid of all the ones that are so that they don't ruin the build. I will transform the sides later, but for now I just want to work on the top. I'm going to do the basic stuff first, which includes the cactus and the dead bushes. We're also going to ignore this strip because I've made the mesa biome a little bit too small, so I'm going to have to extend it out along here. I may have gone a little bit too crazy on the cacti and ran out, but that's fine, we'll get some more in a bit. I tried decorating the desert, first with these large spiky rocks and then with these smaller stone patches. They both looked pretty terrible, so I decided to give up on the mess I just created and instead work on the desert temple. It's 21 by 21, so it's actually pretty big. So that's the basic outline done, it's just destruction everywhere. And now we've got to add in the 2 towers on the front. Well, not really towers, but I have no clue what the actual architectural term for it is. Got to start making the pyramid shape at the back. Bring it round up another level. I'm sorry, cactus. Your time has come. Goodbye, my friend. Nah, it's not funny. And that is the top of the pyramid finished. Then I gotta bring up these walls here. Then I gotta connect them to the main pyramid structure. Extend the roof on the front like this. Then we're gonna bring in some of this cut sandstone to connect up the entrance. Place down that orange terracotta we all know and love. And then finish it off with some cut sandstone on top. Gotta add in some little sandstone doorways on both sides like this. That is looking lovely. Fill in these walls with just regular old sandstone. Also gonna fill in the backs here and add in the doorway. And also fill in the roof. And now we got to build that iconic design on the front. And I think I've built that correctly. Yeah, that looks good. Just got to build the same thing on this side as well. Now that should be all done. No, look, all the endermen spawning in. Get off. Leave. You're not welcome. And now, while that is the basic temple complete, of course we are going to have to go the extra mile and do the interior. I'm spending so much time on this whole project, I might as well put in the extra effort. Yeah, that looks like a desert temple to me. Let's get a look at this bad boy from the outside. Yeah, that is perfect. But I still don't like all this stone, so I'm getting rid of it. And like always, endermen are already showing up to ruin things, so we're going to have to make sure it's perfectly lit up in here. I am actually going to set up a beacon just so that I can mine through the stone a little bit more quickly. Yeah, we're going to have this place cleaned up in no time like this. And now that this place is all cleaned up, we might as well get back to work placing the cacti. I've actually missed a bit of stone here. Let's pretend that didn't happen. We have actually also got a use for all this string that I brought with me. Not every cactus is going to grow to be exactly 3 blocks tall, so by using string we can limit how high they can actually grow, which overall will make this desert feel a little bit more biologically accurate, I guess. I mean, this is a block game. Oh, look at all the endermen down. Oh no, I can hear him chasing behind me. Yep, look at him go. And that is pretty much the whole desert done. Oh wait, I need the bones. One sec. I'm going to be honest, at the start, I really hated this biome. But now that we have the temple and these bones and all these lanterns everywhere, I actually really like it. So now our next job for this transformation is the mesa, or the Badlands. I've always just called it a mesa. Anyway, the first part of the plan is actually to cut back the desert biome by a pretty decent amount. I really didn't want to relegate those beautiful terracotta hills to just a tiny slice of our end island pie. That's the analogy I'm going with. It's not loads, but this extra space is going to make a ton of difference. So now I'm going to play this really cool new update to Sand Placing Simulator. They added red sand. Did you guys know? It will be at least a little bit easier to light this biome up because we can just hide these torches under some orange carpet and it'll blend right in. The mesa is one of my favorite biomes, so I absolutely can't wait. As I was saying, the mesa is one of my favorite biomes, so I can't wait to try building it. Although I reckon those terracotta hills are definitely going to be a challenge to make sure all the colors line up correctly. There's just so much to get right, it's definitely going to be a challenge to pull off. But if I could somehow make that desert work, I can definitely make a mesa work. Why is there a mushroom here? Which one of you put this here? So this is how much ground I've been able to cover, and this is how much red sand I have left. I can definitely sense a second trip to the mesa coming. Although I did actually remember to note down the coordinates of my nether portal, so I won't have to fly out another 20,000 blocks. I've run out of sand. We had a good run, but we barely managed to scrape half. Maybe a little bit more than half. It's time for me to pay the mesa a second visit, and I'll spare you the details. When I clap my hands, I'll have a full inventory full of red sand. And we're back. We got all this red sand and all this red sand, so that's going to be more than enough. Plus, I am going to need some extra for these areas down here, but we'll get onto those in a bit. For now, it's back to the life of placing sand. And there we are. That is the red sand part done. We just have to build some cliffs. Some really big cliffs, but you know, I'm sure I'll be able to pull it off. I'm going to start planning out where I want the terracotta cliffs to go. So this is what I've got so far. While we do have a lot, and I mean a lot of terracotta, I'm not actually sure if this is going to be enough. This is going to be a very tall hill, I'll tell you that much. Luckily, endermen can't pick up terracotta, so at least it'll be safe from them. We do at least have haste, so if it turns out terrible, I can just rip the whole thing down in a matter of minutes. We're done with the first terracotta layer, so now we'll start bringing in some of this brown terracotta. I definitely think I've messed up by making each layer of terracotta too thick, but I'm just going to press on for now and see if I like it better in the end. Alongside interior design, terraforming is definitely one of the hardest things to do in this game. Half the time you'll think you're doing great and then you fly out to see your creation and it just looks like a blob. That is the brown layer done, so I'm going to move on to red next. I'm going to try and make this layer a bit thinner than the others because we're going to add a strip of white running along the top. I've got a couple pictures of Badlands biomes open on my second monitor, so I'm really just trying to follow along with what I see there. I know I can pull this off though. I didn't get a C in art for nothing. You know, Miss Lewis, wherever you are, probably still being an art teacher, I hope you're proud of me. She's not, is she? Let's face it. So then we add in the small layer of white along the top. So now I'm going to switch back to regular terracotta and try and make an orange and yellow layer next. I've gotten pretty far into this, but I realized I have messed it up. And that's because in a normal Badlands biome, these different layers of colored terracotta, they're completely straight. Whereas I've built them with these little details going down and it just doesn't look right. So I've got to take it all down and start over. I'm not that mad because I honestly wasn't expecting to get it right on the first try, so I'm sure next time it will go a bit better. I've got to make sure I pick up all these blocks because I really do not want to be wasting terracotta. I'm 99.9% sure that I'm going to have to go back and get more at some point, but the longer I can delay that, the better. So we'll reset back down to the very first layer. Let's give this another shot. Already this is looking so much better than the first one, because the first one kind of looked like someone took a mesa biome and stuck it in the microwave for several years. There are endermen spawning on this thing as I speak, so I'm going to go light it up before they start pulling the desert apart. That should stop any endermen from showing up. It's such a unique problem as well, like no other build has an issue where it might actually be taken apart by the game itself. Hopefully this should be the final layer. I don't know why I'm getting excited, we still have all of these left to build. Unfortunately, I have completely run out of normal terracotta. I cleared out a bunch of shulker boxes and then headed over to the mesa, where I spent several hours of my life collecting terracotta. Just look at all of it, it's beautiful. Also, I realized I didn't actually have a shulker for the regular terracotta, which is why I've just started storing it in my melon shulker. Desperate times, really. Desperate times. Let's get back to work, shall we? Next up, I'm going to work on this cliff. Because this one's smaller, it should hopefully take a lot less materials and a lot less time to complete than this behemoth. And it's done. Next up, I'm going to do this one. I've seen in pictures that terracotta actually connects some of the hills to the mesa biome, so I'm going to make sure that I do that here. And that is the third hill done. I also decided to remake this one. It looks a lot better now. The previous one just kind of looked a bit flat, I guess. So now with 3 down, we have 3 more to go. I'm going to start with the smallest one first because I'm feeling kind of lazy. I'm going to make this one really tall for no real reason. I just want to make a tall one, to be honest. So I built this pillar as an eroded Badlands pillar and I love how it turned out. I think it works really well, although it is going to be a massive pain to light up. We're also going to have to switch up the desert terrain a bit because it is very flat right now, and we're also going to need to bring in some more terracotta. It's a good job we collected loads of terracotta because these eroded pillars use up so much. You ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this. Here we go. I'm insane. Like, I'm actually very average at this game. Now that this hill is all lit up with lanterns, we only have 1 more left to build. Hey, put that down. This is just a small hill, so I'm going to make it have a pretty gentle slope up. I may or may not have changed my mind and made this massive, but that is now all the different terracotta hills of the mesa complete. So now all that's really left to do for this biome is to polish up the terrain and add in some more terracotta. I'm going to bring this area down by a block because right now it just feels a little bit too flat. The terrain is now looking a lot better, so the next step is getting rid of all these torches. The orange carpet isn't perfect, but it blends in pretty well. I got to make sure there's plenty of light because I do not want an enderman coming in and deciding he's going to treat this place like a Lego set. Dead bush montage. And the mesa is complete. I'm so happy with how this turned out. So now we have 2 biomes left, a tundra forest and a snowy mountain range. Those aren't even the official names, but you know which biomes I mean. But first and foremost, I think it's about time we start clearing out a lot of this pointless extra terrain on the edge of the island. Especially over here where it just does not look good at all. I'm going to be needing a lot of TNT because endstone is not exactly easy to blow up. Do you think you can count destroying ecosystems as a hobby? We now have all the sand we're going to need as well as another dead shovel, which brings our total to 5, which is somewhat worrying. Have I really been playing this game long enough to delete 5 netherite shovels? Right, let's go make some TNT. I was only able to make about 180 TNT with all that gunpowder, so it's time for a little AFK session. Entertaining content. It's been like an hour, so I'm going to go down and see how much gunpowder we've got. That is not what I was expecting, I've got to be honest. I think maybe the reason why the farm is kind of slow is because I haven't lit up any of the caves under it. Although I did build it over an ocean, so there shouldn't really be any caves, but okay. I guess I can try my old farm and see if that does any better. It's been a while since I've been up here. It's been a couple hours. Let's see what we got. Oh, let's go. That's exactly what we want to see. And now we have plenty of TNT. I may or may not have overestimated how much sand I'd actually need. But more importantly, let's head to the end and start blowing stuff up. So the first area I'm going to remove is definitely going to be this big chunk right here. Maybe if I just plug the middle with TNT, that'll be the most effective way to blow it up. This is going to be a big explosion. I should probably get out of here. That is so satisfying. Oh, sorry. This might actually be a slight problem, to be honest. I made a lot of them very angry. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get rid of the terrain. They must be environment They must be environment conservationists. There's no other way. This will genuinely never get old. Oh my. I'm such an idiot. I'm genuinely so dumb. I've also managed to damage the desert somewhat, which is a bit of a pain. You know, mate, I am sorry, but I'm not going to reimburse your lost organs. I can send some get well soon cards though if you want. I'm completely out of TNT, so this is going to be the last explosion. I will be able to get more TNT by just leaving my computer on all night and AFK in my creeper farm, but let's not worry about that for now. Instead, I'm going to focus on getting the next biome done. In order to build a snowy forest, we're going to need some snow, which is kind of self-explanatory, so let's collect some. I'm also going to need a fair few snow blocks, and luckily I can get plenty from these icebergs. I should have enough snow now. I'll catch you guys in the end. Oh my god, it's a family day out. Can I join? Look guys, it's a fun day out. Look, you can have some food. See, look, sorry man, have a bit more food. I've got to leave now. The first thing I've got to do is turn this whole place to snow. All the snow has been placed down so we can start planting some trees. The forest is now done. There is one thing left to do though, and that's to cover up all the leaves of these trees with snow. I also realized that if I want snow, all I have to do is get a snow golem, put the shovel here, and there we go. That should be enough for now, but we can always pay him another visit if we need more. I've gone through sand placing simulator, red sand placing simulator, grass placing simulator, but never snow placing simulator. But thanks to our good friend George here, then we're gonna have plenty of snow. Do you mind being called George? I hope not, because that's your name now. The most annoying part is making sure to cover every single layer of the tree. It gets kind of fiddly. I've made some good progress, but we are now on to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th shovel of the video. We have fully burnt through 6 Unbreaking 3 netherite shovels. 6 of them. And the forest is done. Well, almost. I don't want to overdo it, because this is definitely still supposed to be a snowy forest, but I do want to add in a bit of grass. Was it worth it? Probably not. And then the very last thing I'm going to do is plant a bunch of these sweet berries everywhere. Am I the only one that accidentally walks into them while I'm in a forest and then gets jump scared? So with the snowy tundra forest done, we are left with just one final biome. We've got a forest, we got a desert with a temple, we got a mesa with these huge cliffs, we got a snowy forest, and now we need an entire mountain range. First of all, we need to actually go to a mountain range because I need a lot of snow, a lot of stone, and a lot of ice. Now the coordinates for the ice spikes biome we found earlier should be about here. In order to build the mountains, I think we're going to need about 2 shulkers full of ice and 2 shulkers full of snow. Thankfully, you can just insta-mine ice with an efficiency 5 pickaxe, which saves me from having to set up a beacon. We have plenty of supplies now, so let's get back to the end. Before I can start work on the mountains, let's just get rid of these final borders of wool. I'm going to light this place up because with the mountains being hollow and being really big, there's going to be plenty of space inside for the Endermen to spawn. And this area here, it's definitely getting blown up. You made a tower. Great job. Now die. It's interesting how many different blocks have made their way over to this little patch of island. We got some grass from the forest. We got some red sand from the mesa. We got some regular sand from the desert. Some coarse dirt from the dark oak forest. And I think also some mushrooms. The first thing I'm going to do is go around the border with a few layers of regular grass. And then I'm going to start building a slope up for the mountains. I'm making sure it's a few blocks out so there isn't just a really rough transition straight from the desert into a massive mountain. I'm not going to use this area as a slope, so this bit can just be completely flat. I've now outlined the whole thing in grass, so let's get started on building up these slopes. We're a few layers in now, so I'm going to build some wireframes of the mountains so that I have a better idea of what I'm actually doing, because I really don't want to spend hours and thousands of materials freestyling this whole thing, and then when I take a look at it, I realize it looks like a melted stick of butter. So this is what I've got so far for the mountain range. Although actually I don't really like how low down this curve is, so let me just fix that real quick. There we go. I'm going to go up maybe 6 or 7 more blocks with grass, and then I'm going to start transitioning into snow. I get the feeling this is going to take a very, very, very long time. I've got a section of the mountain done, and I think it looks really cool. But there is definitely a lot more work to be done. This part here is a little bit awkward, so I'm building another wireframe to help me get a feel for the area.
Few moments later.
This is kind of hard, so I'm just going to wing it and hope for the best. What could possibly go wrong? By some miracle, nothing actually went wrong. Apart from you not hitting that subscribe button. Please. We are starting to make really good progress on the mountain. So I'm going to fill in this entire section here, and we are going to have to say goodbye to this gateway because it's kind of in the way. I can already tell that this is going to take a while. Got it. There we go. Now for the second piece. Here we go. I got it. I didn't get it. There we go, finally. This looks so weird. And now with that gone, we should be able to get back to work. Unfortunately, it was still in the way, so I couldn't get back to work and ended up having to spend an entire hour removing bedrock. It was about as fun as it sounds. From this angle, you know, it looks pretty good. From this angle, it looks terrible. So now our next goal is to fill in this entire section here. I hope these guys enjoy hanging out on this island, because I'm gonna blow it up soon. Anyway, back to work. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are on to the final section. I really hope I've got enough dirt and grass to finish this, because I mean, these netherite shovels, they do have families. And now the entire mountain is done. I'm so happy with how this thing is looking. And the inside of this thing is mad. Just look at this. There's also plenty of holes where the Endermen have helped themselves to the blocks. Genuinely, if you like Endermen, try building something in the end. You will despise them pretty quickly. So the final thing for us to do for this mountain is to, of course, bone meal everywhere, and also to hide these torches under some carpet. We're also now on to our 8th netherite shovel. Just look at this. This is sad at this point. And now there shouldn't be a single torch on this entire mountain. I don't really like this empty space between the mesa and the mountain, so I'm going to go grab some oak saplings and see if we can fix the problem. Look how big this tree is. This is just so unnecessary. It's going to be a nightmare to get rid of too, because I just know there's going to be tons of little pieces of wood buried in amongst these leaves. If I have a block above the sapling like this, it should prevent it from growing big. Yeah, nice. I don't mind the big trees, but I don't want any on the side of this mountain. It would just look kind of weird. What? I don't want you. Go away. I'm so happy with how this is looking now. Every single biome has been built, which means it's time to get back to work blowing up all the unnecessary extra terrain. Also, this is a good time to finally get rid of this huge backlog of shulkers we're starting to build up, because, I mean, there's just so many extra materials lying around. I left my PC on a couple nights ago, so I've got more than enough gunpowder in my creeper farm to make plenty of TNT. We do have a decent amount. Will it be enough? Probably not, but we'll worry about that later. I had to make a brand new bow because I couldn't repair my other one because it was too expensive apparently, which is why I'm now at level 3. I mean, honestly, is there anything more fun in this game than blowing stuff up? Because the answer is no. There isn't. Here we go. Oh! Imagine I actually got blown up and died there. You know how embarrassing that would be? We've blown up as much as we can with the TNT. I think the best thing for me to do would be to go in with my pickaxe and start cleaning the rest of it up manually. But first, I'm going to try to blow up this area. Oh, no thanks. Is this a safe distance to stand? Probably not. Goodbye. We've got most of this island removed, so it shouldn't be too bad to mine down later. So we still have this massive blob to blow up. We have this bit down here, this section over here, and we've also got this little area over here. But overall, we are making decent progress. So now I'm going to set up my max beacon and get to work mining. I dream of a day where endstone is insta-mineable with haste 2. And so the cleanup began. Once I smoothed out this section, I moved on to the area by the mountains. I ended up having to collect a ton of iron in order to fuel my crippling lantern addiction. When I returned to the end, I realized something. This area was kind of ugly. I'm back with several hundred tons of TNT. This might actually delete my PC, I'm gonna be honest. Ignore that arrow there, I didn't miss. Oh! Yo! That did like nothing. I have plenty more though, so we'll just keep going. Round 2, baby. We're actually nearly there now. This is great. I AFK'd for so long, there is no way I don't have enough TNT. Should I be flying into this? Probably not. See, sometimes during Minecraft, you think to yourself, is this legal? Got my last few stacks of TNT, and that'll be time for me to go in with my pickaxe and clean the rest of this up the old-fashioned way. The final explosion. This is kind of sad. Goodbye. Oh! Right, let's do this the old-fashioned way. I've done a decent amount, but this is taking forever. I'm gonna go get some more TNT. I think the problem last time was that I placed down a little bit too much, which meant some of the TNT just blew up and knocked the other pieces into the void. Also, because of how much of a blob this big chunk of endstone is, I'm going to try and place some TNT right along the bottom to maybe make it look a bit more natural. Imagine saying you're going to try and make something look more natural by literally filling it with explosives. It's worth a try. I'm pretty sure it's working, but we're going to need to place a lot more down. You might want to leave. Just saying. I really wish I knew why I was going so far out of my way just for some random end terrain, but it is what it is. Have you ever tried to fight an island? Because trust me, don't. Also got to get rid of this little lump on the side too. Unlucky, mate. Oh no. We've done all we can with the TNT. Right now, it's time to clean it up with the pickaxe. I've been doing some work and I've managed to shave off quite a lot of the terrain. I've been working on this side too, and I think I'm just going to cover up this entire hole. I don't really see a need to try and carve the whole thing out. That is the main bit of terrain sorted, so now let's start getting rid of these smaller pieces. That is gone. Next up, we have this bridge I made all the way to my very first gateway, so obviously we're going to need to get rid of all this. Just gonna give you a little nudge here. Sorry, mate. If I could just squeeze past. Oh, so sorry. I'm so sorry. So that's all gone, and next up we have this blob here, as well as this random minecart track. But first, I need to go gather more TNT. This sucks. This sucks. This is pretty fun though, and this is the best part. I just wanted to make some cool buildings, but now I'm doing demolition on an industrial scale. Where did I go wrong? I have never seen this many endermen in one area. Oh my days. I have made quite a lot of them angry. Sorry guys. You know what's funny is how I thought this project would take maybe 2 weeks. It's been a month. I'm about to make a lot of endermen very, very mad. Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe, but this does put a smile on my face. All these little pieces are the worst because you have to try and land on them, which is not exactly easy. The front has been completely sorted, which means the only piece of terrain we have left is this. Now, I've been planning a really good strategy for this thing. Dig a big old hole, fill it to the brim with TNT, and watch the chaos. Oh my! I was expecting a big explosion, but not that big. I think the only logical thing to do now is to do it again. It has ended up destroying a little bit of the spruce forest, but that's fine. We can sort that out later. Right at the end of the build, I'm going to go around and do one final massive cleanup where we get rid of all the leftover blocks the endermen have been dropping everywhere and just go around and fix up general problems. Sorry, mate. Imagine barely surviving an explosion, just clinging to life, and then some idiot comes along swinging his pickaxe and accidentally hits you on the knee. I can't believe I'm saying it, but we have finally got rid of all those stupid, ugly bits of terrain. We started out round here, we did all of this, then we fixed this, got rid of this stupid thing, and cleaned up the entire front section. There's only a few things left that we need to do. First of all, we need to do a general cleanup of the build, where there are some areas that aren't fully complete yet. We also need to go around and get rid of all the blocks the endermen have slowly scattered around. And finally, we need to patch up the terrain in a few places and fully light it up. So without further ado, let's begin the final push. And now the mountain biome is fully complete. So next on the list is the mesa. The mesa is now done, which now leaves us with this. Oh, I've not been looking forward to it. You know, I don't want to sound too proud of myself here, but this is just such an insane transformation. If you compare how this used to look to now, it's just such an improvement. And now let's get back to work and finish this. To give you an idea of how big this project was, I nearly ran out of storage on my PC because of how much footage I had. The island's all lit up, there's not a single Enderman in sight, but there's just one last thing we need to do. Doesn't need much, but this portal could use a little bit of detail. Just a couple flowers around the sides too, and we're done. We're done. We're actually done. A whole month of work has gone into this thing, and this is the result. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'm gonna go touch some grass.